Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to do a follow-up video to Demetrius Andrade versus Zach Parker because the last time I made a video about this was when Frank Warren won the purse bid. Now the fight officially has a date. It has a venue. The fight between Andrade and Zach Parker will be taking place May 21st at Pride Park in Derby County, in Derby, in England. So, you know, when I tell you guys Demetrius Andrade is literally going to Zach Parker's backyard to fight him, it don't get much more fighting in Zach Parker's backyard than fighting at the Pride Park Stadium, which is home to Derby County FC. One of the soccer teams, the football clubs over there in England in the second division. So this is for Zach Parker. This is his dream fight, dream scenario, fighting a top opponent at the stadium of his local football club. He's actually going to donate part of his purse to Derby County FC. So, it shows you how much he loves his team. But as far as the fight, Demetrius Andrade is the American Road Warrior. I mean, he fought Jack Colkay in Germany, right in his backyard. Now he's going to Derby County, fighting Zach Parker in a stadium, okay, in his hometown. I think more respect needs to be put on Demetrius Andrade's name. You don't gotta like his style. You don't gotta like his career or anything like that. You don't even gotta like him, but you must respect him because a lot of times I hear a lot of boxing fans. And the funny thing is, it's mostly like Canelo fans or Canelo people who generally tend to like Canelo. They always say these American fighters need to leave the states and go fight abroad in other countries, right? But then now that we're getting that with Andrade, with Parker, those same people are trying to diminish Andrade by saying, well, look, he's fighting a nobody in England and he's a B-side. So I really think more respect needs to be put on his name because the reality is this. Zach Parker is bigger than Andrade. He's younger than Andrade. He's taller than Andrade. And he's undefeated. And he's 27 years old in his prime. And Andrade is going there, his first fight at 168. First fight. He's not taking a tune-up fight. He's not cherry-picking a guy who's ranked 75th in the world. He's literally fighting a young, strong, #1 contender, okay, who's bigger than him, younger than him, and undefeated. In his hometown, his first fight in a new weight class. So we don't even know what Andrade looks like at 168. He could be slower. His power might not carry up. And he's going up there knowing all this, and he's taking on the challenge, and I respect, you got to respect that. And you got to respect Zach Parker because a lot of guys, like your Charlos, like your Munguias, like your, Canelos, and a lot of other guys, they don't have enough self-belief and confidence in themselves and their abilities to fight Andrade. So they got to always come up with these excuses about money and he's not this and he's not that. And they got to diminish what he's accomplished in the ring to avoid a fight with him. So if anything, I respect Zach Parker. Obviously, he's got the fight under the best circumstances. So that's why, it makes it easier to take. But nonetheless, he's taken the fight and he's already done more, in my opinion, than what Charlo, Munguia, Benavidez, and Canelo have done at all. So respect to Parker. But this is a fight, I gotta be honest with you guys. To me, I look at this fight as for Andrade, this is an all or nothing fight. There is a lot riding on this fight, and let me explain to you what I mean. Now, Eddie Hearn already has come out and said that he's most likely not going to renew his contract with Andrade because this fight with Parker is his last fight on the contract. So he's already come out and said, well, I'm not renewing the contract with Andrade because we've already went ahead and we've done all we could for him and we couldn't secure the big fights, which is ridiculous. It makes Eddie Hearn really look like a trash promoter because all the fights people would like to see Andrade in are with fighters who work on the DAZN platform, like Canelo, like Jacobs, like like Munguia, and John Ryder, and the list goes on and on and on. So the fact that Eddie Hearn hasn't even gotten Andrade so much as a John Ryder fight, it really goes to show you that he's not really high up there on his priority list. Now factor in, he's come out and said that, and factor in, he already has another card scheduled that same day, May 21st, between Joshua Buatsi and Craig Richards, which by the way is a good fight. But if you really cared about Andrade, why on God's green earth are you scheduling cards on the same day that he's fighting in England? So he's it's not a good look. It shows that he's just trying to have a big pissing contest with Frank Warren rather than supporting a guy that's been one of his best fighters for the last couple of years. I'm wondering if he'll even show up to the Andrade Parker fight. I have my doubts, but Eddie Hearn is pretty much letting you know that he doesn't care about Andrade now that he's got Canelo. Canelo is a global star of sport. I mean, could you imagine Canelo fighting John Ryder in front of 80,000 people in the Wembley Stadium? I mean, fuck me, mate. He's gonna be on that type of tip moving forward with Canelo. So Andrade really on the priority list. So his promoter doesn't back him. He's not behind him at all. He's fighting as the B-side on the road against a really dangerous young opponent who's bigger than him in a new weight class he's never fought in. I'm gonna tell you like this: if Andrade loses this fight and loses that belt at 160 or 168, because this is an interim fight, so if he wins this fight, he has the option to either come back to 160 and defend the belt against the likes of Johnny Beck or whoever becomes mandatory, or become the mandatory challenger at 168. So if he loses that whole situation and he doesn't have that situation, it's going to be damn near impossible for him to get fights, and it could be the end of Andrade's career. There's no fighter in boxing, in my opinion, that could ill afford a loss more than Andrade. And if this fight is close to Parker, they're fighting in his hometown, they're fighting at the soccer stadium of the team that he supports. I mean, for Christ's sake, on the fight poster, they had the Derby County FC logo on the fight poster. So they're letting you know, like, this is Zach Parker's bill. This is his hometown. And, he will more than likely, if the fight is close, if it's like a 7-5, even like an 8-4 fight with a couple swing rounds, this could be a fight where Andrade gets robbed and completely excommunicated and blackballed from the sport. I mean, this would be exactly what the promoters want. Andrade gets a loss. He loses his title, his status in the WBO. So then politically, he's not even in the way anymore. They could freeze him out of fights. So I think he needs a knockout, or he needs a very convincing victory against Zach Parker. Otherwise, boxing will be very, very unkind to Andrade. But apart from the politics and the Eddie Hearn stuff, I think it's a good fight. I think for Parker, it's good for him because he's improved over the years. Like Zach Parker, he's knocked out, what's that guy's name? Vaughn Alexander, quicker than Johnny Beck did. He's knocked out Marcus Morrison, something that Chris Eubank Jr. couldn't do. So he's had some good performances when you compare him to like the other guys that fight at his weight or around his weight. But anybody who knows the history of Zach Parker knows he had that disgusting fight many years ago with Darrell Williamson, where he was robbed, where Darrell Williamson was robbed, and it was pretty much like the Josh Taylor Jack Catterall before Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall. I mean, people thought that Darrell Williamson was robbed, so much so to the point that Darrell Williamson retired from the sport because it was that disgusting of a robbery. You can't really find much footage or any footage of that fight anywhere on YouTube. So people are pretty much saying, yeah, Parker's improved, but we know his level, and it's not an Andrade level. So I think for him, this is a chance for him, a unique chance for him to answer a lot of questions that people may have from the Darrell Williamson fight, or Darrell Williams, whatever his name was, something like Darrell Williamson, something like that. I forgot his name, but good fighter that gave Parker all he can handle, and most people thought he beat him pretty convincingly. So that's the news, man. Andrade, against all odds, the American Road Warrior, going to Derby County, fighting Zach Parker right in his backyard, showing that he is everything he says he is. He is that true warrior. He is that true fighter in the sport that doesn't fear no man, that doesn't fear circumstances, that doesn't fear things not being in his favor, because he believes in his skill so much so to the point that he will come out on top. So we'll see what happens. Much respect to him. Much respect for Parker for having the balls to take the fight, unlike Canelo, Benavidez, Charlo, and Munguia. Win or lose or draw, I respect him more than those guys. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Andrade versus Parker, May 21st, Pride Park Stadium, Derby, UK. Let me know in the comments down below. Leave your comments. Take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here. boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.